Hello again, YouTube. It's Josh coming back at you. It's quite a dreary Friday afternoon here. The rain stopped for now. It's supposed to rain off and on all day until about 6 o'clock, when it's just supposed to rain and not stop until sometime tomorrow, which is really making a lot of folks not too happy about the 4th of July. Of course, this happens I want to say the last 4 or 5 4th of Julys here in East Tennessee, we've had some kind of rain either the day before leading into the day of, or all day the day of into the next day. And really puts a damper on people's spirits around here, because it's not necessarily the everybody loves our country. Not saying that. It's just more or less about blowing things up for folks around here, and I'm right there with them. I do love to blow things up. But anyway, coming back at you with a video that I made and posted Monday. Well, I made Monday and it posted Tuesday. Well, Alec, Mr. Eastern Gray, got to watch it and got to enjoy it, and left a really nice comment on it that I saw through my email. And I went back in to comment on it, and the video was no longer there. It said that I had removed it, which I had not. So I'm going to redo this video because I enjoyed making the video myself and talking about what I talked about. So it's going to be a little bit longer than it originally was, since we're 3 minutes in already. But it's part of the Pipes Are Friends, Not Tools series. It was originally titled A Double Header. So Alec, if you're wondering why I didn't respond to your comment, I tried, but there was no video there for me to respond to. So, but thank you very much for what you had to say. But today, the Dr.Grabow Freehand, along with the Dr.Grabow Royal Duke. I'm smoking some Virginia No. 1 from Mac Barron. I'm trying to be careful about how I smoke it, because it can turn into a Mac blowtorch. But I bought these pipes back in March. I got them back in March. I ordered them from Pipes and Cigars, and I know with the everybody knows with Dr. Grabows and K. Woody's, Yellow Bowls, Medicos, you don't know what you're getting, and it's an assortment. Well, I got these pipes because back in March is when me and my wife moved into our house. So I wanted something to mark that special point in my life. And as I like to do with things like that, I like to get a pipe. So this was the pipe that I wanted to get to mark that special point. And I did. But I also wanted to get a pipe to kind of, not necessarily that I'll ever forget, but just as a reminder of the men who built this house that I live in, and how they helped shape, the person that I've become. And this is the pipe that I got for that reason. I wanted to get a pipe from an American, I wanted to get an American-made pipe from, that, they could have got, that anybody could have got back in the 40s or 50s. And I narrowed it down between Dr. Grabow and K. Woody. Then I got to thinking, well, Dr. Grabow's just made 80 miles from here, just over the mountain. So I'll go with Dr. Grabow. Now, my great-grandfather and his brother and my papa helped build this house. I mean, my papa was maybe 7 years old, but he helped. He did more than what most people would let kids do now, but, did the little things. And, my great-grandfather had a pipe and smoked it occasionally. He rolled his own cigarettes. But he only had one good hand. And so his brother Kyle helped build this house. So this house was really built with 3 hands. Back in, I believe it was between 49 and 51. Somewhere in there, and it only took them about 8 months to build it, and they just used repurposed wood just wherever they could get it from. There are very few pieces of wood in here that are exactly the same size, whether it be width or length. But it's still standing, but and this is a house that my papa grew up in. It's a house that, his daddy and his mama lived in. And just the way that those men shaped my papa and how he how he turned out because of them, and then how I've turned out because of him. I mean, I have a father, and, he's done a great bit as well. I'm not saying that, he hasn't or that I don't have one. But just how those men, how they affected him, and how that in turn reflected and reflected on me, or not reflected, but how that impacted me, because I've spent about equal time of my entire life between being at home with my parents and being here with my grandparents. So how that has subsequently shaped me as a person. And I just, it's just that reminder, not to forget, not necessarily where you came from, but not to forget that, I don't have to be here. I don't have to live here. If I'd turned out like some of the other people that are in my family, I wouldn't be living here. And like I said, how my papa's daddy and his papa, how they impacted him, in turn impacted me. And it's something, to help remind me, like I said, I don't have to live here, don't have to, there's, things could have turned out a lot differently. Things could be a lot different. I could be a lot different of a person. And I never got to meet my papa's daddy, but just, the things that you hear from, like my grandmother, it's just a reminder of that, because, because he was the man he was, turned my papa into the man that he was, and then between my papa and my father is helping shape me into the man that I will hopefully one day become. I've still got a whole lot more learning and growing and even more maturing to do, and I realize that even at 21 years old. But it's just that reminder to myself that, don't forget what's really important, I guess, is really what this pipe is. I mean, because, it's just a simple little pipe. It's that pipe that I associate most with most, older, and I can only attest to southern pipe smokers. I've never met an older pipe smoker from, whether it's out west or up north, but most older pipe smokers around here, or I should say around here, I mean, I've only met, a few from maybe North Carolina, a few from Georgia, and a couple from Alabama, but, just around here, they all prefer that acorn, that small acorn, small billiard kind of shape. And so I associate that with that, and it's just, here comes the rain again, so we're about to get done, but like I say, it's just that little reminder of, it just serves as that little reminder to me. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. We're going to get done before the storm hits, and hope y'all have a good weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Take it easy.